Have you ever sat beside a woman and wondered, what does she really want to hear from me? Not just in the moments of joy, but in those quiet, in-between spaces, where her heart is soft, her soul is listening, and love is asking for reassurance? This video isn't about pickup lines or cliches. It's about the real, heartfelt sentences that speak directly to a woman's emotional world. The things that make her feel safe, cherished, seen, loved not just for her beauty, but for her being. Because when a woman hears words that truly touch her soul, something incredible happens. She melts, she opens, she trusts. And that's when love deepens into something unforgettable. So today, I'm sharing 6 powerful things women love to hear from men. Words that create intimacy, build emotional safety, and strengthen the kind of bond that lasts through every season of love. And if this kind of deep, romantic content speaks to your soul, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Emotional Relationship. Together we explore what it really means to love and be loved, beyond the surface, into the heart. Also, stay with me until the end, because the final sentence is the one that often gets forgotten. And yet, it can change everything. Are you ready to touch her heart with your words? Let's dive in. I love you for who you are, not who I want you to be. This is one of the deepest things a woman can ever hear from a man, because all her life she's probably been shaped by expectations, from family, from society, from old lovers, from herself. She's been told to be thinner, softer, quieter, smarter, more composed, less emotional. The list goes on. So when a man finally comes along and says, I love you for who you are, exactly as you are, it's like giving her the key to breathe. Suddenly, she doesn't have to perform anymore. She doesn't have to hide the parts she thought were too much. Her quirks become treasures. Her fears become welcome. Her voice becomes heard. This sentence tells her that she is safe to be real. And that safety, it creates magic in a relationship. It's saying, I don't need you to change. I want all of you. Messy, beautiful, bold, quiet, real. That kind of love, it heals old wounds. It silences the inner critic she's carried for years. When a woman feels this, not just hears it, she lets you into her emotional world in ways that are sacred. And it's not just about big declarations. It's in the little ways you prove it. When she cries and you stay. When she's unsure and you reassure. When she doubts herself and you remind her. You are already enough. This isn't about loving her when she's dressed up. It's about loving her when she's undone. And when you do, she'll never forget it. I'm listening. Tell me everything. Most women don't want a man to fix their problems. They just want him to listen. But really listen. Not the kind where you're nodding while checking your phone. Not the kind where you're waiting for your turn to speak. The kind where you lean in, look into her eyes, and say, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Tell me everything. It's such a simple phrase, but it carries the weight of devotion. It tells her that her inner world is not too much for you, that she can unravel, ramble, cry, rant, wonder, dream, and you will still be there, holding the space. Do you know what that means to a woman? Everything. Because when a man listens without judgment, without rushing, he gives her the rarest gift of all, emotional presence. It says, you're worth my time. Your thoughts matter. I care about your heart. In those moments, she doesn't feel like she's just someone in your life. She feels like she's important, like she's chosen. And that feeling of being truly seen and heard creates a bond that no romantic dinner or grand gesture can match. So next time she says, can I tell you something? Don't just say yes. Show her. Prove it. Put the world on pause and let her speak. Because when a woman feels heard, she begins to trust. And trust is where love truly begins. You make my world better just by being in it. There's something powerful about being reminded that your presence alone is a gift. Not because of what you do, not because of how you look, but simply because of who you are. When a woman hears this, it shakes her in the most beautiful way. She begins to realize that she doesn't have to earn your love. She just is your love. This sentence tells her, even on the days when you feel invisible, I see you. Even when you're quiet, you fill the space with warmth. Even when we're not speaking, you're the music playing in my mind. It's a way of saying, you matter to me always. And that's the kind of validation that makes her feel like her heart has a home. She doesn't have to prove herself. She doesn't have to compare herself to others. She knows she is the light in someone's life. So when you say, you make my world better, don't just say it once. Say it when she's tired. Say it when she's doubting. Say it just because. Those words will echo inside her soul long after they're spoken. Because what every woman truly wants is to feel like she matters. That she's not just passing through someone's life. She's changing it. You're not too much, and you're never not enough. Let's talk about emotional depth. Many women are made to feel like they're too much, too sensitive, too emotional, too complicated. They hear things like, why are you crying again? Or, just relax, you're overthinking. And over time, those little comments become big wounds. But then someone says, you're not too much, and it's like the sun breaks through the clouds. It tells her, your emotions don't scare me. Your vulnerability is beautiful. And when you follow it with, you're never not enough, it becomes the medicine her soul has been searching for. It reassures her that she doesn't need to dim her light, that her love, however strong, however fierce, is not overwhelming. It's divine. This sentence is a kind of freedom, a kind of embrace, a kind of love that says, I see your depth, and I love you more because of it. And in return, she'll trust you with parts of herself she's never shown anyone before. Because now, you've shown her that you're not just a partner, you're a sanctuary. Thank you for being you. Gratitude. It seems so small, doesn't it? But when it's spoken from the heart, it becomes the foundation of emotional intimacy. Thank you for being you doesn't just appreciate what she does, it honors who she is. It's the kind of sentence that you say after she's made you laugh unexpectedly, or when she sits silently beside you and you realize, this is home. It's not about grand gestures. It's about presence, essence, her unique way of moving through the world. When she hears this, she feels like her existence brings joy, just as she is. She no longer has to try so hard. She no longer has to question, am I doing enough? Because now, she knows she is enough, and being her is more than enough. These words, when spoken often and sincerely, will nurture your connection like sunshine on a growing flower. So say it in the small moments. Say it without a reason. That's when it means the most. I've got you, always. And now, the most grounding sentence of them all. I've got you. It means you don't have to carry everything alone. I'm here. I'm not leaving when it gets hard. When followed by always, it becomes a promise, a vow, a kind of emotional shelter. Women don't need rescuing, but they do need reassurance, that they are held, supported, that someone has their back when life gets heavy. This sentence doesn't just speak to love, it speaks to loyalty. It says, I'm yours, not just in passion, but in patience, not just in joy, but in struggle. Say this when she's strong. Say it when she's breaking. Say it when she doesn't know what she needs. Because every woman deserves to know, you're not alone in this, I've got you, and I'm not going anywhere. So there you have it. 6 simple, soul-deep sentences that have the power to change everything. Not because they're clever, but because they're true. Because they come from the kind of heart that isn't afraid to be soft, to be present, to be real. Words are more than sound. They're signals. They're reminders. They're the way we build, or break, emotional bridges. And when you choose words that affirm, appreciate, and embrace, you become a man who builds. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If any of these lines made you pause, smile, or feel something, let me know in the comments. Which one felt the most powerful? Which one will you use tonight? If this touched your heart, please give it a like, subscribe to Emotional Relationship, and share it with someone you love. We're creating a space where love is deep, kind, and beautifully human. Come be a part of it. Until next time, remember, your words can heal. So speak with love, and never forget, she's listening with her heart.